have everybody here as we have Mario, who is calling in from Mexico. We got Kayla back in the San Francisco Bay Area at 7 a.m. in the morning. And you got me back in the States also. We are here. We got a lot of stuff cooking, guys. So a couple of things that I just want to kind of announce. First and foremost, Kayla just got nominated for being the ambassador of the month in Lovable.
Not
Uh,
nominated, it was achieved.
Achieved. There we go. I thought it was nominated. I thought it was like a nomination, but I guess like they just got to throw it your way. So you totally got that going on. We got Mario, myself, and Kayla all came back from just presenting at an incredible AI Unleashed. Kind of probably why my voice doesn't even work anymore. We had over 70 people there building apps. Really, really good job on everything we saw, which I thought was amazing. I mean, we have some pretty serious like coaches there. We thought it was really, really good. Some of the stuff that we saw, and a lot of people walked away with apps. A lot of people that went to AI Unleashed definitely walked away with workable apps. And even today, I just built another app literally in 15 minutes for a person who needed a meditation quiz app that guides them to the proper meditation. And not only that, I was able to share it with her, and then after I shared it, she was able to remix it, and all we had to do was connect the webhook, and it was up.
Yep.
So it was all that. Oh, and I see Sonia and Bev. Sonia has an app. Sonia's got a lot of apps. She's actually watching live. So it was a pretty incredible event. We got to meet a lot of people. It was a lot of fun. And Myra's just
And we're going to
decided
do our
to.
demo day today in Vibe Code Incubator. So all the people that didn't get to present
That's
at
right.
AI Unleashed on last week, they'll have the opportunity to present today at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern inside Vibe Code Incubator.
Yeah, and again, for anybody that's not in VCinc.ai, make sure you guys get there because this is where a lot of this is going to be. I just put it in the chat so everybody can see. So today, one, we wanted to give you a little update of everything that was going on. Totally missed an event. That probably was an incredible, incredible event. Like we had workshops. People stayed up until 2:30 in the morning
It was
working on
wild.
apps. It was wild. So I've never been in an event where literally we had people hang out until 2:30, and they were hanging out with coaches. Like it was me, it was Kyla, it was Mario, it was Haley, it was like literally everybody that you can possibly think of. All the coaches, Fur, Mike, they were all hanging out there. Like people just wouldn't go, and that was for 3 days straight, which I thought was amazing. So
In
talking about an
Mexico,
event, yeah, in Mexico, which
while
was
the sun
like
is shining.
yeah, it was something else. It was something else. So, and I also got word that the next event that a lot of us are going to be at is the Kick-Ass Summit event. It's going to be in Costa Rica, and we're also all going to be there. And I just got word from Caitlin that we also are going to have office hours there. So we're going to do a little mixture of that. So everybody can, reach out to Caitlin. We'll put in the information for the SAS event. And three you left. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna now do it in Costa Rica again. So all that being said, got a lot of crazy updates in the AI world. I'll let Kayla go over some of the Lovable updates because Lovable did just get smarter, and it's got a lot of really cool things going on. We had 4.6 release in Claude. That now just gives bigger context window. It's starting to compact text. We already had it in Claude Code, but now they brought it into Claude, regular Claude. There is a lot of movement going on. The rage is still out there with Claude, the lobster bot, I call it now, Open Claw, whatever four names it's had, Malt Claw, Open Claw, Claude bot. That's still, people are still raging on it, but now people are getting smarter. They're starting to put it on their own PCs with very limited access. And then you got Mario building all kinds of apps and doing the things that Mario does. So Kyla, why don't I just turn over to you and just like talk about all the updates that are happening with Lovable, because
Absolutely.
that was wild.
So one of the major ones is being able to now by default Opus 4.6, it is live. They say it's about a 21% increase in your app building benchmark, running twice as long on complex tasks, which really helps. Another feature that just rolled out, which is now the queue feature. So instead of having to wait to put in that second prompt and until the first one processes, you can now add a queue so that you can kind of set it and forget it and have the build happening. They now have changed chat mode to plan mode. It's still similar. It still costs a flat rate of 1 credit every time you go into plan, but it now does more complex or comprehensive planning. And that we're going to expect it to see that even more robust with the addition of Opus 4.6. Another exciting update I covered a few months ago, the last one, that you could connect N8N MCP natively, but now they just opened it up so you can connect any MCP server to Lovable. That was just released yesterday. They're doing some cool stuff with testing native OAuth. Uh, OAuth has been like the bane of my existence, being able to do like a Google sign in or whatnot. I finally mastered it. That's why I was with Kevin until like after midnight at AI Unleashed, because I said, we are going to sit here and get this OAuth flow. It's the last thing I do. I'm not going to sleep until we get it. But Lovable is making it easier for those who want to incorporate a Google sign in. You can do that on a single prompt. And also, you can find out your vibe coding skills. Did you know that? I don't even know if we talked about that, Nuno.
No,
So
no, no, not at all. What? Like,
yeah, so you
not at
actually
all.
go into your settings and it'll show you your licenses and certifications and it'll calculate your like level. I'm level 5 diamond, it's the highest you can have, and then it'll automatically post to your LinkedIn as a certification.
What? All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
embarrassed because I don't, because I'm using a lot of Claude Code. So I want to, now I'm like,
Um,
wait, maybe I'm not being like level 3 here.
Where do I find this? Where do
so
I
you
find
just go
this?
to your
Yeah, share your screen,
lovable.dev.
Mario, so we can see.
No, I want to
Yeah.
look first. Hold on. Where do I find it?
Yeah, I want to look. Yeah, I don't want to be low. So wait a
Here, here.
second. Well,
Here,
everybody's going to be doing
I can
this.
share real quick. So if you
Yeah.
go to your lovable.dev and you click on your, let me see, actually it's all project. I literally just had it. This Kayla's ambassador space. Okay, you click on your name and then you click on settings and then you can
Uh-huh.
go down to your account. So it's the account wide and then you
Uh-huh.
click on your name and there it is, vibe coding level. And see your
Oh
Man,
vibe coding
man, I'm only
momentum.
level 4 platinum. What the
I'm only level
heck?
4 also. I think you're cheating.
Yeah, no, I'm only level 4 platinum. Oh my god, this is terrible.
Like, yeah, what's up with this, man?
Yeah,
That's
so
like,
go step your game up, guys.
you got a showcase like that. I mean,
There you
damn.
go. So yeah,
Well,
you can
let me see the other one. Well, I got it. We got a couple, man. Hold on. So,
add
because now, no, you got to pull it all out. So, I mean, let's see what's going on here. That is so funny. So now, let me see. Do I have any of these? Your account? Damn, they're all platinum.
I'll show you guys up. Give me 2 seconds. Let me
That's
log
so
into my
funny.
other account. Let me log into my other account, and I have a stat that's gonna blow your mind because
Oh my.
when uh when I saw this, I was like, "There's no gosh darn way!" Like, January 1st to February 6th, 5. Where's my usage?
Well, while you're searching for that, that's so funny. Like, so, well, we're gonna have to get very creative on changing that, so we can't have our levels down. Uh, but yeah, that is pretty cool. The MCP thing is really cool. I think Lovable's really cool. A quick little announcement. We're gonna kind of give you guys a little pregame. Kylan and I will be hosting, not at the end of this month, but probably like mid March, probably after we come back from Costa Rica. We are going to be hosting like a webinar slash workshop that's going to be a couple lessons long. It's going to be introduction to Claude Code, and basically it'll be, well, we're going to give a discount for all VC Inc. members in the free community. People that are in our VIP are going to get in for free. And basically, what it's going to do is we're going to teach everybody from start to finish how to properly set up Claude Code. There's about 8 lessons in total. We're building it out now. And you're going to walk away with enhancing not only Lovable, but you're going to also learn about Claude Code and how we use them in Tangent, design an MVP in Claude, in Lovable, and then build out like the app in Claude and expand it and so forth, and then host it locally and everything else. So a lot to come on that, but that's going to be a workshop that we're probably going to host probably mid March. Probably right after Costa Rica. So be on the lookout for that. And again, if you are in VC Incubator, we'll post what the coupon code is in there for half off. And it's not going to be a lot to join the webinar, but then we'll have VIP recordings that are going to be about $97. So you can keep the recordings and always go back to them. And lots of documentation and SOPs that we're going to be rolling out. And we're going to teach Claude Code a very different way. A lot of people are just launching it and then adding things and adding things to it. Everybody here is going to be basically, we're going to do the other way around, where we're going to build everything out first, a foundation, show you guys how to install everything the proper way, build agents, swarm agents, commands, all that, and then go out and build the apps, and you guys are going to see the major difference. Mar, you got that going on there?
No, I can't. I won't let me pull it back up. I'll see if I can reactivate it. But Essentially, I spent 100 billion tokens on Cursor.
Oh my God. I don't even know how to classify that. I don't even know.
I
What does
don't
that equate
know.
to money? What is that, a couple $1,000?
It's about 15 grand a month.
50. Wow.
Yeah, I
Wow,
spent
that's impressive and yet scary. Like, what are you tapping into?
NASA. No, I mean, here's the thing is that like I'm on pace right now to do about an app every 3 days.
Wow.
So like, I had actually kind of a funny story, but really quick. I had a client who came to me about 3, 4 years ago when I had my agency before I sold it. And they requested me to build this application for them. It's a financial invoice and wallet system for alcohol monitoring bracelets. So
Oh,
like if you
wow.
have a DUI or a domestic abuse situation,
Oh,
like,
wow.
and you get put on this bracelet, like there's a very special way that they charge people. It's per day, per person, um, and the way they charge the court, and the court pays part of it and the client pays part of it. So the wallet goes negative and positive at the same time, but it doesn't shut down the account if the wallet is negative and positive at the same time. It always evens out at the end of the month. Anyways, long story short, it's a very complicated billing system. It took them about 2 years. Like right when I sold my agency, is when they came in and they brought that app. And the gentleman that took over my agency just totally screwed up the project. Like it took them 2 years to build it. It didn't get built properly. They have all these bugs. It's like spider code like no other. And so full circle, they came back to me and were like, hey, we saw you got back into software development. Your non-compete expired. Will you build us a new version of this app? And so think it took them 2 years to build this app, right? And it took me 5 days in Cancun to completely rebuild the entire app from start to finish and production test it. And we're launching it next week.
That is insane. So while you were drinking and parading around in Mexico, you decided to build a 2-year app in 5 days. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the power of vibe coding, right? Like that's the power of Cursor. Is it's like, have you ever seen that movie with Tom Cruise where he wears like a exosuit and he's like
Yeah,
fighting
Edge of
aliens?
Tomorrow. Yeah, yeah,
Edge of
Edge of
Tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like that is what like vibe coding isn't a replacement for software developers. Vibe coding is that exosuit that he wears. It's the ability to amplify your speed, your power, like everything about like what we can do generally as humans is just done faster. And you still have to know a little bit about software development to be able to get like to do kind of some of the stuff that I'm doing. You have to be able to know a little bit about software development, but with the release of Opus 4.6 with the 1 million context window, like I use Sonnet 4.5 with the 1 million context window, but Opus 4.6 is like next level reasoning and effort. And so I've been using that and it's speeding things up even faster. So I mean, I'm gonna go from being able to release an app every 3 to 5 days to an app every day at
Yeah,
this
it's
rate
insane.
with some of the releases that they're doing. But yeah, so I've actually been teaching my friend that I'm here in Mexico with about how to use Cursor, because she's like, how is it iterating so fast, right? Because we built the prototype in Lovable, but there were a lot of things that weren't quite functioning the way that they should have been functioning. Like they were kind of like, it looked okay and it came out beautiful. Like Lovable, hands down, if you guys are vibe coding, Lovable hands down has the best visuals on the market. Like you cannot beat what Lovable can do from a UI UX standpoint. But it does come to a point where you have to swap it out for like, we're using a hybrid of 11 Labs and DeepGram. And essentially the concept of this app that I'm building right now as my like 3 times fun vacation app.
3 times fun. Because a
Yeah.
lot of people, code while they're on vacation.
Well, yeah. But what I'm building right now is this app for learning languages using music.
Yeah.
So, she did all this research on how people were like rewinding songs, and there are all these viral TikTok and YouTube videos
I know we've
about
seen the app. It's
yeah.
absolutely amazing. I think it was like my wife was like, well, it was funny because we were down there. My wife can't learn Portuguese for life, so we were saying, oh, well, like she showed her the app, and then all of a sudden it worked, and then she's like, well, hey, I know that's how you say hello in Spanish or whatever it was that she was learning, and she's like, what'd you like? I looked at her, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Where'd you learn that? Oh, from the song app. I'm like, get the
Yeah.
heck. And my wife is like so chill and nonchalant about it. She's like all of a sudden she's like spewing out Spanish words. I'm like, what the heck? And it was like
But
because she was learning from the app. It was so funny. It was so funny that she did that. But that app, that's got some really, really cool ideas. But the fact that she was able to get as far as she did on Lovable, like
it's
it,
amazing.
it was pretty amazing. It was
Yeah.
pretty
So then
amazing.
we took it out of Lovable and we ported it to Cursor, and we put in some secret special sauce and stuff like. And we basically just have been sitting at the bar collabing, like with her driving and essentially, or me driving and her like captaining the ship. Essentially, I'm like, oh, I want this feature different, that feature different, and it's working, dude. It works flawlessly right now.
Yeah, it's
Like
pretty cool.
it's so cool. But I mean, it's amazing how fast you can speed things up using Lovable. I was talking to this guy earlier in the week at the restaurant, and I overheard him talking about a challenge he had working for Salesforce.
Mm.
And I was like, hey, like, you could do like lead magnets and like qualification scores. And have you ever heard of Lovable? And he's like, no, what's that? And so I broke out my laptop, and we're literally like, he scooted the table next to me, and we just sat there like vibe coding and Lovable for Salesforce. And now he's like taking it back to Salesforce headquarters and is going to show them how like he vibe coded because he got a Lovable account.
Yeah.
Um,
And Sonia asked, like, when do you need cursor? So before you answer that is like, I think there's a graduation from all of it. I think starting in Lovable, Replit, Bolt, Base 44, any of those apps, and we've done a test on all of them. You guys can see it in the YouTube video where we literally tested all four, is a really good idea to like start. But then if you really kind of has you just naturally evolve. I don't think anybody pushes you to it. You'll go to Claude Code, and you got to kind of go to Claude first. I think you got to go to Claude before you go to Cursor. That's just my opinion. Because I think in Claude Code, I think you learn, the MCPs, the skills, the planning mode, and all that. And I just think it's easier in there. I think when you get to Cursor, I think it's like enhancing what you learn in
The
Claude Code.
skills, the
Oh, something happened. You know what
sorry.
I'm saying? But and that's my opinion. So I think you gradually just work in a cursor when you need to get more complexity. I just think it's overkill having like Claude Code and VS Code and then all of a sudden getting cursor. I think only when you like are ready to like take it to your level or where you're building parallel apps. I guess I don't know. You tell me, Mario. You don't necessarily
uh,
do that, sure?
No, I don't think so, because I think it's easier to use Cursor because there's no installation of command line tools. You don't have to worry about NPM. You don't have to worry about like hacking your way through the terminal. Anything like Cursor just works out of the box, and it's an IDE, right? So because it's an IDE, it's a graphical user interface for developing software. And I think what
I mean, I have both, but it's
yeah, but
I just
what I'm
feel in
saying is like
teaching. I think I like the way I'm teaching it now and the way we're going to be teaching is I don't know. I think fundamentally, if people, like for instance, if people just started in Claude Code, it'd be very difficult. But if they start in Lovable and they can see the tool that they want and MVPing it
absolutely
there,
100%.
and then go into Claude Code, I think it's a natural progression. I think Claude Code, because you have to put those command line prompts, / commands, and all that, I think it teaches you just a little bit more
That's a really
to
good point.
make you more ninja when it comes to cursor. Because I think if you have like agents down, MCPs down, skills down, before you get into cursor, by the time you get to cursor, you're like, whoa, I got like an arsenal now. And then you're not only on relying on Claude Code, you can do other stuff that has those sub agents. But I think building a sub. Well, let me ask you this because I use both. And I actually sometimes use Claude Code in cursor, which I think is like crazy. And I think you
Yeah,
yelled
no.
at me for that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and it's like
ghetto.
repetitive. But you can build agents in cursor too, right?
Yeah, you can
Like
do
sub
agents,
agents.
you can do skills, you can do MCPs, you can do everything you can do in Claude Code, you can do in Cursor, including the slash commands, the at commands, the star commands, like literally everything you can do in Claude Code. What you avoid is having to do the specific installation of Claude Code into your repository. And Cursor, I feel like what makes Cursor easier, and it is more expensive, what makes Cursor easier for people to use is the fact that it's a graphical user interface versus being command line. Now, there are some advantages to Claude Code. There are different frameworks, right? So Claude Code, for example, I can leave running overnight in dangerous mode, right? And dangerous mode overrides all permission settings. So dangerous mode allows Claude Code to just run autonomously for as long as the tasks that I give it exist. And then Cursor, for example, if it's not explicitly in the allow list, there's no automated way to add things to the allow list. So it may, at 2 o'clock in the morning, 10 minutes after I go to bed, it may pause and there's no way to get notified of that pause, right? So I feel like for Claude Code, I do, and I hate on Claude Code all the time just for the social media likes, but I use
on Claude Code for the social media life.
Yeah. Hey, it works. People are
like sometimes like Mario and I go back and forth on Messenger, and sometimes I'm like, no, please don't do this. And he's like, relax, keep your blood pressure down. I'm like, how about you not give me blood pressure?
No, but so Claude Code I use for major refactors. And what I mean, and for people that don't know what a refactor is, it's like if you have like a Lego set or a Connect set and you build this giant ship, right? And it's very heavy and you want to make it lighter. A refactor is like reorganizing the guts of the ship with the Legos and the Connect. So you take it all apart and you put it all back together in a different order and it comes out as something totally new and different. But it uses relatively the same like code architecture in theory. It's just a different manner of like deployment, essentially, or different manner of coding.
Like of getting it out there, yeah, of getting it out,
right? So
to like actually make it live.
And refactors can take hours, right? Even for AI, and tons and millions and billions of tokens. Refactors can be very extensive because you have to iterate through every file in the app, and either like sometimes I'll change the language the app is in, right? So it's like rewriting everything from English to Spanish, and getting it done properly requires a lot of testing and all that stuff. But what Cursor has an advantage of is that it has integrated browser tools and native MCPs that are auto deployed to every project that allow you to do like automated functional testing. Mm-hmm. So I can tell it like, don't just create the file, but actually go into the browser, click around, put in, here's the username and password, make sure it's good, check the console logs, here's the feedback, all that stuff. But I still start every app in Lovable. Because Lovable, and I would say, 90% of what I build stays in Lovable and never touches Cursor. Mm-hmm. So to answer Sonia's question about like, when do I need Cursor? It's when you hit that 10% of apps that really require thinking outside the box and using different technologies that Lovable doesn't support, because Lovable only supports React SPAs, right? Single page applications. Mm-hmm. It doesn't support any other languages, and it doesn't support any other styles or frameworks. So like I use Svelte for a lot of my stuff. Shout out to Andrew Mark for showing me Svelte. It is like a hybrid between React and Vue, which makes it the best JavaScript framework on the market. But like for that, I need to use Cursor because Lovable simply can't handle the development in Svelte. But again, 90%
it can't handle
of the apps,
development in a lot of things, like, right? Like, so I don't think it does like Unity because I know my son's like starting to code. I think Claude Code can handle Unity for
Claude Code
gaming
can
and
handle
stuff.
Unity. Yep.
But I think there's certain parts like 3D stuff it can't do because he does some virtual reality stuff and he's like, I don't think I can do my game in there because it doesn't do that. I mean, obviously we're
Were
looking.
you talking about Claude Code or Lovable?
I'm talking about Cloud Code. Forget Lovable. Lovable
Claude
is
Code can handle it.
yeah. Oh, interesting.
Cloud Code can handle Unity 3D.
All right,
Um,
good.
yeah, no, it 100% can because Claude Code is trained on every single. Claude Code can do COBOL.
That's crazy. I
Um,
didn't know that.
yeah, it can do every single language on the market. Both
Except so
past
it can't handle so it can do the languages, but it can't handle the building, like the framework part of it.
the compilation, it can't handle. So you need an IDE like Cursor to handle the compilation of it. So what I would recommend is trying it out in Cursor using Claude. So I still use Claude in Cursor, but the other challenge with Claude Code is it only had a 200,000 token context window for the longest time, whereas I had access to the 4.5 1 million token context window in Cursor. So Cursor had a leg up immediately. Now that Opus 4.6 is out, Claude Code is basically right back up there with Cursor. So it's really, it's half a dozen of one, six of the other, kind of a personal preference thing.
Mm.
But if you're comfortable, what I would tell people is if you're comfortable in Claude Code, stay with Claude Code. Like
Well,
nobody's
we say that for everything. If you guys are comfortable in building in Replit and not Lovable, stay in Replit. It doesn't matter. The whole point is to vibe code your way into whatever apps you guys are trying to design. Not all
and make money.
and make money exactly, like getting it out there and launching. Because a lot of the things I think we got introduced to Ty. What an incredible human being. Ty is a very cool human being, and
Tai Shane.
Ty literally Tay. Oh, so it's Tay, not Ty. I thought
No,
it was-
Tai Shane. Tai Shane.
Oh yeah, Ty Shane, but I said Ty. So he launched his app and he said he launched him perfectly and he's making like seven. I think it was like you've shown us like 7K a month now, or he's
Yeah.
made 7K so far or whatever it was. But and honestly, it really honestly doesn't matter. I mean, I can tell you that the apps we've built are definitely generating money, and even the free apps we built. That are lead magnets are killing it. Our VC prompt thing that we've changed now 2 or 3 times, we're still killing it there, and that's where it's pretty intense. So a couple thing is, so just kind of piggyback on this a little bit. Another thing of like kind of just where AI is going. So two big advancements that I just want to make sure people are understanding. Like right now, OpenAI is making a deal with Apple, and they're releasing ChatGPT Health, where you can now connect all your health metrics, like your heartbeat, everything that Apple collects if you're into work, fitness, and workouts, and wearing an Oura ring or whatever it is, and it will automatically like alert, recommend based on your health habits and everything else. So it's starting to get personal, and I think I've been preaching this from the mountaintops for the last 2 years. We're going to go from mass personalization from mass production to mass personalization, and health is probably going to be the first one that we're going to see that they're really attempting. The rest of us out there that are just out here vibe coding, remember, the more apps you do that are very personalized to the individual are still going to make you money.
You heard about the guy that went to the hospital and they told him he had a stomach ache and he went on Grok and Grok told him he had appendicitis and he went back to the hospital, told him he had appendicitis, and they said that it saved his life by like an hour. Right? Did you hear about that?
No, I haven't, but I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? I do go to for medical advice, and it's been right on 3 out of 4. So,
It's pretty
and one was
amazing.
just a really good indicator. But I mean, I like if it tells me, I'm like, well, yeah, I know 3 out of 4.
WebMD, where you thought you're dying every
Yeah, yeah. Unless you were dying, and then that fourth was like, oh, oops, my bad. But it was accurate. Like all our kids got sick when we were down in Portugal on the island. Like literally, all the kids got sick. It was a massive windstorm going on the island. You could not leave the house. You get hit with like a porch door. That's how bad it was. Like, and we were trying to go out, and the kids were all back. We couldn't go to the hospital, and they had a service of where the doctors could come in. Well, one, we had to like my Portuguese is good, but I couldn't describe half the stuff was going on, so I had to use a translator. Gemini did it. Then we got in there. We started going through all this symptoms that they have, and they ended up identifying what they had. And we're like, we told them ahead of time, and they're like, well, thank God you told us ahead of time because now we can come with medicine. So they picked up the medicine for us and like went through there. And recently, like I'm having this crazy blood pressure stuff. I run all my blood exams through like a Lovable, a Grok, not Lovable, a Grok, a Gemini, and a Chat just to get different opinions. And if they all say the same thing, I'm like, well, good, I'm not dying. So it's like, it's pretty cool some of the stuff this thing does. It's not, you know, you're like one step away from like again this whole personalized thing. I actually really am looking forward to the health thing because it'd be really cool if this thing like based on your body type, blood type, and like other markers, like it comes up with like an eating plan for you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, dude, I mean that's gonna like take whole like your health level to a whole nother, you know, situation.
So I'm writing a training app for athletes, and essentially it's a combination of like a testing, tracking, and training eating plan, basically everything using AI. So it takes all their stats, it takes their befores, their afters, their photos, like literally every piece of data we can compile off of these student athletes for collegiate sports, and comes up with meal plans, training plans. And so far, like we've been apples to apples testing it against real trainers and real nutritionists. And what we found is that it's more accurate and a better, they're like, oh yeah, I didn't really think about that. Like, that's actually a really good idea. And like, yeah, AI wrote this. And then they get all pissed. But it's amazing. Like, I feel like the mass personalization piece is going to become such a staple. Now, what scares me is the advertisement component in AI.
Well, that was going to be the second piece that I was, that was where
Yeah.
Claude and OpenAI are going toe to toe on this. So Claude says we're never going to run ads and started commenting on how ChatGPT should be doing the same thing or OpenAI. ChatGPT is going to go into the ads game. Now, as a marketer inside of me, I'm all for it.
Maybe
Has,
not. Maybe not.
what do you mean? Oh, it's they're now trying to retract back and saying they're not putting ads in?
They're getting sued.
Well, yeah, by I thought it was Elon
Elon.
Musk and like
Yeah. A bunch of the other investors, they're getting sued that if they run ads, that would make them a for-profit organization as opposed to a not-for-profit, and a bunch of other stuff, and breach their core investment like ethos. And if that would be bad GG for ChatGPT. So I'm hoping that'll curb it, but it's going to trial, a jury trial.
Yeah, that's pretty
so.
crazy. But I thought it was also, well, yeah, so, but it'll probably be the first, like probably not the last. You know, everybody that knows that Manus got in, Meta bought Manus. And if you go into your apps in Meta, Meta already says Manus on it. Manus is already inside of Facebook. So that was quick. That was way quicker than I thought that was going to be. So yeah, it's pretty intense what they're doing and everything else. But yeah, it's pretty intense. But that's kind of where it's going to go. But a lot of movement going on, and we're going to see a lot of upgrades. It's so funny whenever we see like, all right, Claude 4.6 is out. We already saw rumors of, yeah, you could show the app. Absolutely. I mean, as long as she's also okay with you showing the
Yeah,
app.
no, she's cool with it. Yeah, we talked about it. So
Cool.
she's like, "Are you gonna demo my app again?" And I was like, "Yep."
Yeah, sure you're
Okay.
app.
Yeah, shut up. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
man. So
And this is
This
like
is-
the super hype version, right?
yeah, this is not me. So this is Pamphilia Denise. This is her app. I've just been the driver of the bus on this app. She is the brains behind this operation. Absolutely phenomenally intelligent person, and just came up with this idea that after watching all these TikTok and YouTube videos of people rewinding songs and singing them to learn other languages, she was like, you know, the Super Bowl's coming and Bad Bunny's singing and all this other stuff. You know, people want to be able to sing along and they want to understand what he's saying, and which I think is absolutely genius. And we've been talking to a bunch of other couples and like people that speak Spanish only, with me translating, but basically asking them like, how do you feel about like learning English through singing English songs? and how do you feel about learning Spanish through, singing Spanish songs? And people are like, oh my God, this is the most genius idea ever. So anyways, so she wrote this app in Lovable, and essentially what it does is the original one, it would kind of sing along. It used YouTube, it used some other stuff. So a couple challenges we encountered was like, how do you split up the song properly? How do you grab the audio from the song? So let me actually make sure I'm sharing my sound. There we go. How do you grab the audio from the song or the audio from the person and compare the pronunciation? So I had to build in some Yushinov, I cannot never pronounce it, some Russian dude's name algorithms to compute like pronunciation and tonality and things like that. But anyways, how it works is you come in here, you sign up. So I'll go ahead and get signed in really quick. Once you sign in, it gives you your information about your journey. You can start karaoke practice. You can test your knowledge. You can actually earn certificates. There's a whole community aspect to it. But you go in here, and we preloaded this song, and we picked she picked Bad Bunny with the joke that if the AI can understand Bad Bunny, it can understand any artist on the market, because Bad Bunny uses slang. He drops the R's, drops the T's, drops the N's, like just does not pronounce things properly. And also his music is auto-tuned like crazy. So it makes it really challenging for the AI. But anyways, you click into the song and it gives you the chorus. So it actually, one really cool thing that we built into this app is everything from the upload of the song to the publishing into the library is completely automated by AI. So it understands, it analyzes the song for the chorus, it transcribes the song, it gets the lyrics and translates them. It breaks it up into the most logical chunks to sing, like the most logical statements. Literally, it does the auto timing for the microsecond
That's
of
the
the
part, was
word.
that auto timing. That was the part that
Yes.
I couldn't, because I was developing like a YouTube script where it's like pulling that from YouTube, it's translating and then trying to get the timestamps. And to be able to do that on an automated process for every song, that's where it was
Yep.
just
So I got
beyond.
it working. It wasn't possible the way you were doing it, and
Yeah.
the reason why. So you hit the limit. I beat my head against the wall for like an entire day at the last resort, trying to fight with exactly what you were doing to replicate like your idea. And what I found was that YouTube can't handle the timestamp. It can't handle the resolution of the timestamp, because it does keyframing only. But so
Mm,
what you can do is you can actually hover over the word.
yep.
It'll give you the explanation of the word. It'll give you all the context of the word. You can hit listen, and it actually cuts the end of the word. And then I'm going to add like a 500 millisecond buffer so it fades out. But you can master each one. Once you master each one, you get the chorus down. You can then go to the full song. You can practice your pronunciation. So like I would come over here and I'd listen to it. And I'd say, allow, what was going to say? Digan tus amigas, yo me enteré, se nota cuando. And then I pause it, and it analyzes my audio, and pardon my terrible singing. But it actually, like if I go back, it's going to auto time it, because I need to fix that. Cancel, there we go. It actually read or translated what I said in real time, and compared my pronunciation to the original song. It gives you ideas. Then you have like karaoke mode. So you can go into the library and hit karaoke mode. You can actually click the front of the song, and it'll go through the entire song and play the lyrics and you can sing it. But what it's doing is it's simultaneously recording you singing the whole song, and then it'll give you feedback on singing the entire song at the end of singing the song. So you can either do it like piece part, which is what people are typically used to, of like they master a part, they master a part, they master a part, and then they switch to the next segment, master that, master that, master that, switch to the next segment, which I think is really where Pam's genius comes in, right? And that was the piece that is different than every other piece of software that I've seen that does something similar. Is she made it so it does exactly what people are already doing on TikTok and YouTube. And then the next piece we're building in is it's actually going to record your video through your webcam of you singing, so that you can automatically publish your content to TikTok and YouTube as like funny shorts and stuff like that. So I'm super proud of her. I mean, this app
amazing.
is,
I mean, it is absolutely, it was amazing at the beta stage, which had it on Lovable, man. This thing was pretty amazing. The fact that the intentional like smartness about this app and like about how just the something that come out of it is brilliant. This is absolutely freaking brilliant. I love this app. Like I said, my wife was using it, and she learned some Spanish.
Want to hear something want to hear something super crazy though, dude? She didn't know how to use Google Drive 8 months ago. Like,
I didn't know how to use the trackpad on her laptop. Like,
she didn't know that I taught her that. So she has a brand new MacBook, right? She has the same, the 13-inch version of the one I have. And she didn't know that she had Touch ID on her MacBook. And she's like, fuck, I forgot my password. And I was like, what are you talking about? Why don't you just use your thumb? And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, yeah, just touch your thumb. And she's like, I can do that? Oh my God. And now every time she opens her computer, she's like, look at what I can do.
That's amazing. Well,
but
guys.
No, I mean, this is the power of vibe coding, dude.
Well, it is. This is the power of learning and just like embracing technology. And this is what it's all about. But listen, we're going to wrap it up today, guys. Be on the lookout. Again, we're traveling a lot. That's why we haven't been pretty consistent with vibe coding. We're going to try to keep on being consistent, at least for this month. But we are going to, again, for anybody interested, KickSass Summit. We'll post some links everywhere. You'll probably see us soon. Demo day today for anybody in VC Incubator. So make sure to check that out for all the people that were AI
Good luck,
unleashed,
everybody.
literally built out tons of apps. And then Kayla and I are going to be hosting Introduction to Claude, and we're going to get everybody going on Claude Code. And that's going to be like a workshop again for anybody in VC Incubator. We're going to give you a discount code. Everybody else, you got to pay full price. But other than that, we'll